Søren Kierkegaard was a 19th century Danish philosopher who left his mark on Western thought. With his unique and introspective approach, he challenged traditional notions of philosophy, theology, and psychology, diving deep into the complexities of human existence. Kierkegaard wasn't interested in abstract philosophical systems, but rather in the lived experience of the individual, the struggles, passions, and paradoxes that define what it means to be human. From an early age, Kierkegaard was exposed to the world of ideas through his father, a deeply religious man with a sharp intellect. Together, they spent hours engaged in intense discussions, exploring questions of faith, ethics, and the meaning of life. These conversations sparked Kierkegaard's intellectual curiosity and planted the seeds of his philosophical journey. When he enrolled at the University of Copenhagen, Kierkegaard became disillusioned with the philosophical and historical works he encountered. To him, they lacked depth and authenticity. They seemed disconnected from the real struggles individuals face in their daily lives. This dissatisfaction shaped the direction of his own philosophical efforts. Instead of building grandiose systems, he chose to explore the nuances of human experience through a personal and existential lens. Picture Kierkegaard walking through the streets of Copenhagen, lost in thought. He observes the faces of passers-by, each carrying their own burdens, hopes, and fears. For Kierkegaard, these internal struggles constitute the true substance of existence. He sets out to illuminate these hidden aspects of life, to give voice to the anxieties and ambiguities that often remain unspoken. The concept of existential anxiety. One of Kierkegaard's major contributions to philosophy is his concept of angst, often translated as anxiety or existential dread. He explores this concept in depth in his work, The Concept of Anxiety, published in 1844. For Kierkegaard, anxiety isn't merely a passing emotion, but a fundamental condition of human existence. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, looking down into the abyss below. You feel a mixture of attraction and repulsion, a dizzying fear of the unknown. For Kierkegaard, this experience serves as a powerful metaphor for existential anxiety. As conscious beings, we're constantly confronted with the vastness of possibilities, the freedom to choose our own path, to shape our identity. However, with this freedom comes a deep sense of uncertainty and responsibility. Kierkegaard argues that anxiety arises precisely because we're beings endowed with self-awareness. Unlike animals, which operate purely on instinct, we have the ability to reflect on our choices, to imagine different scenarios, and to contemplate the meaning of our existence. This self-awareness makes us conscious of our own subjectivity, the fact that each of us is a unique individual thrown into a world we didn't choose. It's as if we're on stage, under the spotlight, aware that our actions and decisions have real consequences. Anxiety emerges from that tension between our desire for certainty and the fundamental ambiguity of our circumstances. We long for solid ground, for clear and definitive answers. Yet life continuously frustrates this desire, confronting us with complex moral dilemmas, relationships, and the constant specter of mortality. Anxiety, freedom, and the search for a meaningful life. In every moment of our lives, we're confronted with countless choices, from seemingly trivial ones to those of great consequence. We decide which path to follow, which values to embrace, which relationships to nurture. And with each choice, comes responsibility, the awareness that our decisions have the power to shape not only our own lives, but also those of others around us. This responsibility can be frightening, evoking a deep sense of anxiety. It's like walking a tightrope in life, each step carrying the weight of potential consequences. However, for Kierkegaard, anxiety isn't inherently negative. Instead, he sees it as an essential and inevitable part of human experience, a force that, when properly embraced, has the potential to catalyze immense personal and existential growth. Think of a caterpillar wrapped in its cocoon, enduring the darkness and pressure of transformation. Similarly, it's through confronting our anxiety, through the courage to face it head-on, that we emerge transformed, with a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. How we respond to anxiety, the choices we make in its presence, is what separates a fully lived life from one of despair and emptiness. Kierkegaard challenges us to see each moment of anxiety as a crossroads, an opportunity to affirm our authenticity and shape our path. When we run from anxiety, when we try to suppress or ignore it, we risk falling into an inauthentic existence, a life lived according to others' expectations, disconnected from our deepest desires and values. But when we embrace anxiety, when we use it as a compass to navigate life's uncertain waters, we open the door to a truly meaningful existence. The role of passion and subjective truth. For Kierkegaard, the key to navigating anxiety and achieving a meaningful life lies in passion, not fleeting emotions, but a deep and lasting commitment to what matters to us. Think of history's great figures, the artists, reformers, visionaries. What sets them apart isn't the absence of anxiety, but the presence of an overwhelming passion, an inner fire that drives them to face their fears and pursue their visions. This passion can take many forms. For some, it might be a deep love, the kind of love that defies conventions and persists despite obstacles. For others, it might be a thirst for knowledge, a burning desire to unravel the mysteries of the universe. Or it might be an unwavering dedication to a cause, a determination to make a difference in the world. Whatever its form, passion infuses our lives with purpose and meaning, transforming even the most mundane moments into expressions of vitality and intention. However, for Kierkegaard, having passion alone isn't enough. It must be rooted in what he calls subjective truth. This isn't an objective or universal truth, but a deeply personal one, a truth that resonates at the core of our being, that speaks to our unique experiences, values, and aspirations. It's the difference between knowing something intellectually and knowing it in your bones. The pursuit of subjective truth requires courage. It means stepping away from the comfort of objective certainties, from the opinions of the crowd, and turning inward. It's an act of faith, not necessarily in a religious sense, but in the sense of trusting the authenticity of our own experience, of being willing to follow our inner compass even when it leads us into unknown territory. This faith isn't blind belief, but a passionate commitment to our own truth, even in the face of doubt and anxiety. Facing anxiety and embracing uncertainty, Kierkegaard challenges us to face anxiety head-on, to gather the courage to confront the discomfort and uncertainty it brings. It's an invitation to step beyond the boundaries of our comfort zones, to venture into the unknown territory of ourselves. For it's only through this confrontation, Kierkegaard argues, that we can hope to achieve true growth and self-realization. Imagine standing before a door behind which lies all your deepest fears and insecurities. The doorknob is within reach, but the prospect of what lies beyond fills you with apprehension. It's precisely at this moment, on this threshold, that Kierkegaard's philosophy comes to life. By choosing to open that door, by taking a step forward despite the anxiety that consumes us, we reclaim agency over our lives. We acknowledge the risks and uncertainties inherent in our choices, but refuse to be held hostage by them. Anxiety, in this sense, can serve as a kind of existential compass. It signals areas of potential growth, aspects of ourselves that demand attention and cultivation. Just as an explorer might feel apprehension when venturing into unknown territory, we too may feel anxiety when exploring the uncharted landscapes of our psyche. But it's precisely through this exploration, through the willingness to face what frightens us, that we evolve. Kierkegaard doesn't delude us with the notion that the journey toward self-realization will be comfortable or easy. On the contrary, he emphasizes that it's a path inevitably marked by existential anxiety, the anxiety that arises from confronting the unknown, the unpredictable, and the complexities inherent in human existence. But it's by willingly engaging with this anxiety, he argues, that we embark on the path of self-discovery and self-transcendence. It's a journey that requires courage. The courage to question accepted certainties, to challenge society's expectations, to remain true to our subjective truth even in the face of opposition. Kierkegaard warns against the dangers of conformity, of the temptation to mold ourselves to preconceived notions of who we should be. Instead, he encourages us to honor our unique perspectives, passions, and aspirations, to embrace what makes us uniquely ourselves. Conclusion: Kierkegaard's philosophy offers us a powerful perspective on the human condition. He recognizes anxiety as a natural response to the bewildering, confusing, and uncertain nature of existence. In a world filled with choices and possibilities, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, paralyzed by the immensity of the unknown. However, Kierkegaard reminds us that this very anxiety can be a driving force toward greatness and self-realization. Kierkegaard invites us to make choices that reach for the heights and depths of the unknown, to embark on a journey of self-discovery with passion and purpose. While his framework is fundamentally rooted in faith in the Christian God, his ideas resonate well beyond the boundaries of religion. At the heart of his philosophy lies the notion of subjective truth, the idea that meaning and purpose are found not in universal truths, but in the depths of our individual experience. By embracing anxiety, by learning to live with it, by taking leaps of faith into what holds personal meaning and purpose, Kierkegaard suggests we can lead fuller, more authentic lives. It's not a path for the faint of heart. It requires courage, introspection, and an unwavering commitment to our own truth. But it's a path that promises a wealth of insight and personal growth. In a world that often values certainty and conformity, Kierkegaard's philosophy serves as a powerful reminder of the value of individuality, the importance of embracing uncertainty, and the courage needed to lead a truly fulfilling life. It's an invitation to venture into the depths of ourselves, to face our anxieties head-on, and emerge stronger, wiser, and more authentically ourselves.